temperature is all about perspective, and 12 degrees this morning feels a lot warmer than it might have a month ago, Todd.
It does. No, I know. If this were November, we'd be saying, oh, bundle up, the cold, it's crazy. In this case, after the last couple of days, mid-20s today is going to feel incredible. And we'll kind of relate the numbers outside right now to what we had this time yesterday. But want to start with an icy canal cam, just because it at least gives you the idea. Again, cold conditions. There's North Tonawanda, still plenty of snow on the ground. And yesterday, the gusty winds were certainly an issue, whipping a lot of that snow around. I was out on Transit Road at times finding some of those whiteout conditions. So we're all, again, finding some of that yesterday. Today, a quieter scenario. Could still find some wind gusts to the mid 20-mile-per-hour range as opposed to the mid 40-mile-per-hour range like yesterday. And temperatures mostly not just above zero, but even a lot of double digits coming in. Pendleton at 12, Lewiston 13, 15 in Lancaster, 13 in Williamsville. So for the kids' return to school today, it's still going to be cold, but not quite as extreme as the last couple of days. 5 in Colden right now, so there are still a few single digits out there, 9 in Eden at this hour. Temperatures, Countersport's been really hovering between about 2 degrees above zero and 3 degrees below zero. You've been changing a little bit more than some other areas. 12 right now in Buffalo, 3 over towards Olean. So that's our starting point this morning. Compare those numbers to this time yesterday. 12 degrees warmer in Buffalo, 11 degrees warmer in Olean, 11 in Wellsville as well. So all of us noticeably warmer than this time yesterday and less breeze. If you remember the Niagara Frontier, we had the sustained winds in the mid 20-mile-per-hour range. Well, today, right now, I should say, sustained southwest at 9 miles per hour at the airport. 10 over towards Niagara Falls. Dunkirk has been the one breezier spot out of the south, around 17 miles per hour. It's enough to produce a wind chill. For most areas just below zero, -5 in Niagara Falls, 0 what it feels like here in Buffalo, -8 in Olean. So still enough to warrant hats, gloves, full-on bundle up for the kids heading out to the bus stop. It's just not as extreme. Yesterday we had a lot of those -25s, incredibly low numbers. One thing that will also help is get past 6:30 and you get into sunrise time here in western New York, almost cloud-free across the area. We are at least tracking a few clouds over southern Ontario, and that's why I've chosen this view, because I can actually back it out a little further to show you not just the leading edge of the clouds that are heading towards us, some of those just crossing the thumb in Michigan right now, but our next chance for snow. This system will swing a cold front into the area by late tonight, early tomorrow morning, and it is likely to bring just a little bit of a coating of snow, potentially even for the early morning commute tomorrow. So here's a look at the RPM model. It will thicken up some of those clouds starting this afternoon, early evening hours. Stop at just after midnight. There's 3 a.m. with a few of those patches of light snow across the area. That could be good enough for just about a ½ inch of snow, enough to just coat roads before that morning commute. And then in a Friday afternoon, another chance for a quick ½ inch or so across the area. Not too excited about the amount of snow with this. Saturday, though, is what I want to show you the RPM model for. So there's 11 p.m. Friday. Saturday, early morning, snow rolls in from the southwest. That's going to be a little more widespread snow. In the morning, it's still going to be cold enough for all of this to fall in the form of snow. But winds will slowly drag some warmer air northward and switch some of this over to some sleet and potentially even some rain mixing in a Saturday afternoon across the area. Temperatures will be just above freezing, 34 degrees, right around 34, 35. That'll be warm enough for at least a little bit of light rain, some sleet, and then switching back to snow overnight and early Sunday morning. So want to let you know what's going on for the weekend. Saturday morning, could find some slick spots. Travel-wise, this morning, cold, but not nearly as cold as the last couple of days with highs, the warmest we've had all week, mid to lower 20s across the area. Getting into tonight, notice those temperatures are almost the same. Only going to see temperatures drop off maybe a degree or so. Those winds out of the south will still produce a little bit of a wind chill, but it's also going to help keep the temperatures up, because as it cools down here, the warmer air to the south will slowly filter into the area. So that'll limit our overnight lows for Friday. That's a good starting point. Daytime high right around 30 with some of that light snow into the early morning hours. Saturday, of course, that snow to rain sleet mix, back to snow, and then Sunday, really during the first half of the day, we could see some of the snow, and then it backs off into the afternoon. Cool into next week, but a lot of 20s showing up on the map, just a little bit below average for this time of year.
Can we talk about your hour-and-a-half long drive yesterday?
Well, my drive into Transit Road and all that mess.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, it would just turned into the gusty winds with a little bit of lake effect, which Lake Erie managed to overachieve yesterday with a few of those little flurries, those bands that were rolling in.
And it was very gusty.
But it was so gusty and consistently gusty. That's one tough thing. You know, we were talking about gusts yesterday, but when you get gust after gust after gust, it's almost like a sustained wind.
Right.
Just needs to